Cagamas bond or Cagamas note, what we call it as a Caga. Alright, so what is actually Cagamas bond? Have you heard about the Cagamas? Cagamas Berhad. Pernah dengar tak?
Cagamas pernah.
Pernah kan? Cagamas. Okay, Cagamas ni is actually one of the company. Okay, which is apa kita panggil GLC, Government Link Company lah. Okay, company bawah government. Okay, it's their main activities is buy the or purchase the housing loan from the financial institutions. Let's say Bank Islam, okay, dia bagi financing kepada customer. So the Bank Islam will sell the house financing. Okay, yang dia bagi kepada customer tu kepada Cagamas. Dia akan jual pembiayaan tu. Okay, kepada Cagamas. That is the main activities of the Cagamas Berhad. Okay. So why the Cagamas buy or purchase the housing loan? In order to support the financial institution to rolling their funds. Kalau lah Cagamas beli, so means that financial institutions tu dia dapat bayaran. Dia dapat payment daripada Cagamas dan dia boleh guna duit tu untuk bagi pinjaman kepada orang lain lagi. Okay, kalau dia tak jual, means that dia hold. Okay, dia hold housing loan. Bila hold housing loan, dia tak ada duit untuk, bukan tak ada duit lah, dia kurang duit untuk dia beri pinjaman lagi kepada orang lain. So Cagamas ni, the main objective is to support or to support the liquidity in the financial institutions. Okay, macam kita tahu, kalau housing financing ni biasanya tempoh dia is very long. Okay, sometimes up to 35 years. Kalau you all beli rumah pada umur yang muda, dia boleh sampai up to 35 or 30 to 35 years. Depend on your age. Okay, so bila 35 or 30 years, okay, to get back their money, okay, for the customer to pay back, so it will reduce the liquidity in the banking institutions. That's why the government, they create one of the company, which is Cagamas Berhad, in order to help or to give a liquidity to the financial institutions, to give more financing to the customer. Okay, let's say bila housing financing tu up to 1 million, 2 million kan, property. Ataupun rumah pada harga yang lebih tinggi. Untuk dapat full payment balik, it takes time. Okay, that's why the government create the Cagamas bond, Cagamas. So Cagamas ni, okay, they in order to pay, in order to purchase the housing financing, they need money. Okay, they need money. So what they can do in order to buy the housing loan, they will issue the bond. Cagamas will issue the bond. That's why we call it as a Cagamas bond. So the Cagamas bond issued the bond. Cagamas company, they will issue the bond, okay, and raise capital, and using the capital, they will buy the house financing or housing loan from the financial institutions. So Cagamas bond is actually one of the money market instrument which is highly liquid. All right. Cagamas bond or Cagamas note 3 is actually the same thing. All right. So Cagamas bond, we can divide it into 5 categories. Okay, we have Cagamas fixed rate bond, we have Cagamas floating rate bond, Cagamas note, we have Sanadat Mudharabah Cagamas, and also Cagamas by Bithaman Ajil Islamic Securities. Okay, these two is for Islamic money market. Islamic money market. Okay, so we have different categories of Cagamas. So Cagamas fixed rate. Bila kita kata fixed rate, okay, first in term of tenure, okay, which is 1.5 year to 12 years. Okay, which is quite medium term financing. Medium term bond or medium term instruments. 1 tahun until 12 years. Carry a fixed coupon rate. That's why they call it as a fixed rate bond. Okay, it will provide fixed return or fixed interest to the investor, which determined at the point of issuance based on tender submitted by the principal dealers. So for the Cagamas bond, okay, they also sell, okay, through tender basis or bidding. Interest on this bond is paid half yearly. So it almost similar with MGS, where the interest payment will be paid every 6 months. And the redemption of the bond is at the nominal value together with the last interest due on the maturity date. So it means that at the end of the maturity date, okay, the investor will receive the principal plus the interest. So Cagamas bond we consider as a interest-based instrument because the investor will receive principal plus interest. That is the fixed rate bond. While Cagamas floating rate bond, okay, as it names, okay, which is the rate is adjustable or the fluctuate, okay, fluctuate based on the LIBOR rate, okay, and this instrument tenure up to 7 years, okay, up to 7 years. The coupon is reset every 3 or 6 months, while interest is paid at every 3 or 6 month interval. So for the floating rate bond, okay, actually the interest rate is depend whether they can pay either semi-annually basis or based on quarterly basis. And the revision of the rate normally depend on the LIBOR. That's why it can revise the rate either 3 months or 6 months. If they pay quarterly basis, so every 3 months they will revise the rate, and another 3 months we will revise the rate. Okay, if they pay based on semi-annually basis, meaning that every 6 months the issuer will revise the rate depending on the LIBOR rate. Okay, if you still remember, we learned on the floating rate NID, also based on the LIBOR. Okay, the rate of the bond is fixed, but the fluctuation is based on the LIBOR. Okay, interest on this bond is paid half yearly. Okay, either by half yearly or quarterly basis lah. Alright, they are redeemed at face value together with the last interest due on the maturity. Cagamas notes. Okay, the third category is Cagamas note. These are short-term instruments. Okay, which the period is between 1 to 12 months, which is less than 1 year, and issued at discount. Bila issued at discount, so this is considered as a discount-based instrument. So it means that at the end of the maturity date, the investor will receive full face value of the bond. Okay, and other features of this note are similar to that Malaysian Treasury bills. Okay, basically Malaysian Treasury bill ni is actually instruments also under the government. Okay, dia dekat sama juga dengan Malaysian government securities, but for the Malaysian government securities, the tenure is long-term base. But for the Malaysian Treasury bills, also issued by the government, but it is short-term based instrument. We call it as a Malaysian Treasury bills. Okay. And the notes are redeemable at their nominal value upon maturity. This is a Cagamas, Sanadat Mudharabah Cagamas, which is based on the Mudharabah concept of profit sharing, which is under Islamic money market in terms of tenure, okay, medium based instrument, which is up to 7 years, issued at par with the predetermined profit sharing ratio, payable semi-annually basis. So for the Sanadat, actually they will issue at par, means that if the value is 1 million, so they will issue at 1 million. But in terms of profit, payment, okay, since they are using Mudharabah concept of profit sharing, so they will determine the ratio for the interest. Okay, because it's based on the profit sharing. Okay, so they will determine the profit sharing ratio, and the bond are redeemed at face value together with the final dividends, if any, on the maturity date. If any here means if the Cagamas is making profit. Okay, if they don't making profit, means that there is no interest payment to the investor because it is based on profit sharing. Okay, so means that the dates the ratio is fixed, but the difference is the amount of interest to different depending on the profit, okay, generated by the Cagamas. Okay, this is basically okay, Cagamas Sanadat Mudharabah ni previously as I said, we have another one is Cagamas baik bertaman aja, tapi baik bertaman aja ni kita dah macam dah tak ada, saya rasa dia dah replace dengan Mudharabah. Okay. So trading formula for Cagamas bond. Okay, so this is a formula that we can use for the Cagamas bond or Cagamas notes for this one. And not applicable for the Islamic concept. So proceed means that the price that we can sell the Cagamas at the secondary market. So we calculate by face value times P divided by 100 plus face value times C times T, which is coupon times tenure, divided by 365 days in a year. So sebagai contoh, okay, for example, an investor buy 1 million worth of Cagamas bond on 28th of March, okay, for the value date of 30th of March 2006. Okay, even though, okay, buy on 28th of March, the value date is also the value date is on 30th of March, means that it is based on spot, okay, spot value dates, but it takes time, okay, since 28, 29, 30, it takes 2 days, okay, to settle. So we have to calculate from 30th of March, okay, at the price of 105 ringgit and 10 cents for every 100 units of Cagamas bond. So coupon is 5.449%. Okay, the tenure is 21 days. And last coupon date will be on 10 of March. So dekat sini dia beli 28 of March. The value date will be value date or the settlement date is 30th of March 06. And the last coupon payment is okay, sebelum ni dia ada coupon payment. This is not the issuing date and this is actually the transaction date. Okay, last coupon payment dia ada dekat sini 10 of March 06. Because we don't know the issuing date. Okay, dia tak mention. So proceed equal to 1 million times 105 ringgit and 10 cents, which is the price divided by 100 plus 1 million, the face value, times 5.449%. Okay, the coupon times 21 days. 21 days. Dia kata T apa? Number of days from last interest date to the settlement date. How we determine? Even though they give you 21 days, how we determine the T? Daripada mana ke mana kita kira T?
Settlement daripada last interest date ke
Bila?
settlement date tu.
Yes, last interest date will be on 10th of March until
30 March.
30th of March. Exactly. So we got 21 days. Okay. So 21 days divided by 365 days in a year. So we got this figure. This is actually the proceed that the investor need to pay to the seller. Kalau Cagamas jual, so dia kena bayar pada Cagamas banyak ni lah. Kalau dia beli daripada investor lain, so this is actually the amount of the price or the price of the Cagamas. Okay, 1,054,135.04. Okay, any question? Okay. Okay, Nabila. That is Cagamas bond. Okay, other than Cagamas, we have another company, what we call it as a Khazanah company. Okay, Khazanah bond ni means that a bond that issued by the Khazanah National Berhad. Okay, the debt securities, okay, issued by the Khazanah National Berhad, okay, the Malaysian government corporate arm. Okay, actually Khazanah is also Malaysian government company, okay, government linked company or GLC. To participate in acquiring share of corporatized government bodies and in companies of strategic national interest. So primary issue is on the price per 100 units. So first time issue of the Khazanah, they will sell based on price. Okay, price per 100 nominal value or 100 units. Based on tender basis normally underwritten by the approved principal dealer. So under the security commissions, we have under the Bursa Malaysia. If you want to look on the list of the principal dealer, so you can go to the Bursa Malaysia website, so you can see the list of the principal dealer that registered under the Bursa Malaysia. Okay, because we have a specific list. Okay, normally principal dealer is among the banking institutions, commercial bank institutions or investment bank institution. They must be registered to be a principal dealer under the Bursa Malaysia. So there is a list. Okay, that list of Malaysian principal dealer. Ataupun kita panggil juga sebagai underwriter who will manage the issuance of equity or money market instruments or bond. Okay, principal dealer or the underwriters. So it carried the implicit guarantee from the government, and at the present all issue of type zero coupon bond. So zero coupon bond. Bila kita kata types of zero coupon bond, it's normally close to the interest based or discount based. Interest based ke discount based kalau zero coupon?
Discount base.
Yes, discount based. Okay, because zero coupon. Alright. Feature zero coupon bond, okay, based on murabahah concept. Murabahah konsep ni apa? What is murabahah? Cost plus kan? Murabahah is actually cost plus. Betul ke cost plus? Cost plus profit lah kan? Guaranteed by the government because Khazanah is actually government company, issued on tender basis through principal dealers under the FAST system. So this Khazanah bond normally it trade based on system. Okay, they don't have I think they don't have a physical certificate. Okay, issued on regular quarterly basis, which maturity between 3, 5, 7 and 10 years. Each issue size is not less than 500 million. Nampak tak? Dia punya size tu very big. Which is not less than. Okay. 500 million. Qualify as first class liquid asset under new liquidity framework and zero risk weighting. Okay. So, Khazanah bond is actually first since it is guaranteed by the government. So, it is considered as a zero risk weighting. Dia tak ada risk because it is guaranteed. Okay. That is the first one. The second one, dia kata first class liquid asset. If you remember, I talk about the high quality liquid asset. Okay, where every banking institution they have to hold certain high quality liquid asset. So Khazanah bond is one of the instruments that very liquid. The category yang first class liquid, very high liquid. So, but in terms of return is not too big because it is low, zero risk. But every banking institutions they still need to invest in Khazanah bond in order to fulfill the new liquidity framework, which is by holding the high quality liquid asset. Okay, so this is an example. And the price. Okay, fluctuation of the price. This is how we calculate the proceed of sales or purchase of Khazanah bond. Okay, in order to sell. Okay, this formula also applicable for the secondary trading. Secondary trading. Okay, so if the original owner they decide to sell at the money market, okay, not issue, it's sell. Issue tu is actually first time issued. Sell meaning that sell for the second time. Okay, sell to another investor. Okay, proceed. Okay, if they want to sell at what price? So we want to determine the proceed, the amount of price. Khazanah will be sell to the investor. So proceed equal to price. So means that these instruments are traded based on the price basis divided by 100 times face value. Okay. Ada contoh. Okay. So for example, investor buy 1 million Khazanah bond, okay, on 30th of March 2001 at the price of 92 ringgit and 10 cent. So just plug in into the formula, price divided by 100 times the face value. So this is the price that the investor buy the Khazanah bond that they need to pay to the seller. So if the investor hold the stocks of Khazanah bond until maturity, he will receive 1 million on 18th of September. Kenapa dia will receive 1 million? Kenapa dia receive 1 million?
Sebab dia akan terima face value.
Yes, face value because it is discounted base
Discounted
instrument.
base.
Yes, exactly. Okay, and the last one we have Bank Negara Bills. Bank Negara Bills ni saya rasa sekarang ni dah tukar Bank Negara Monetary Notes. Sepatutnya ada nota yang latest saya ni. Bank Negara Monetary Notes nowadays. Kita tak ada lagi Bank Negara. Sekejap. Latest. How about this one? Bank Negara Bill. Okay, this instrument has since been replaced with Bank Negara Monetary Notes since 2006. December 2006. Previously, it is known as a Bank Negara Bills. Apa kita tengok ini pun tak apa. Okay, Bank Negara Bills. So what is Bank Negara Bills or Bank Negara Monetary Notes? Are short-term securities issued by Bank Negara Malaysia and are bided on yield basis. Okay, trade based on auction ataupun tender basis, and it is based on the yield. Okay, the yield is specified as a rate of discount and the tenure of BNB or Bank Negara Monetary Notes expressed as a number of days. So specified as a rate of discount. So means that Bank Negara Bills or monetary note itself based on discounted base, discounted base instruments. Because rate tu considered sebagai discount rate. So the purpose, okay, why the Bank Negara issued the Bank Negara Bills or Bank Negara monetary notes? Because they use these instruments as a monetary policy instruments to mop up excess liquidity from the system. If you still remember that we learned on the liquidity instruments or monetary policy instruments that used by Bank Negara in order to control the economics through the system. So Bank Negara Bills ni is one of the instruments that Bank Negara issued in order to control the liquidity or money supply in the economics, in the general, in the whole economics of the country. Alright, so features issued on discounted basis by tender via principal dealers and payable at the face value on the maturity date because it is discounted base, and quality as a first class liquid asset under NLF. So another high liquid asset is Bank Negara Bills or Bank Negara Monetary Notes with zero risk weighting for the purpose of capital requirement, and all other trading features and calculation of proceed are similar to Malaysian Treasury Bills. So Bank Negara Monetary Notes in terms of calculation, how to calculate the price, dia akan guna formula yang kita kira dalam MGS tadi, Malaysian Government Securities. Dia sama, cuma yang membezakan what make this different is kalau okay, so means that government ni dia ada 3 lah yang dia issued. First dia panggil MGS. The other one is Malaysian Treasury Bills. And the other one is Bank Negara Monetary Notes. Ni yang memang betul-betul under government, which is exclude the Cagamas and Khazanah. Okay, so MGS ni in terms of maturity period is a long term. Okay, long term. Okay, MGS ni normally government issued in order to support their expenses. Kalau let's say dia nak buat apa, nak buat jalan ke ataupun nak buat projek-projek apa, so dia akan issue lah Malaysian government securities, and normally dia long term lah. For Malaysian treasury bills pula, okay, also untuk increase the capital, but it is based on the short term basis. Sama juga MGS tapi dia adalah short term base. Okay, dan government issued pun untuk tujuan cover the expenses. And the other one is Bank Negara Monetary Notes. Okay, even though it is government, so it is issued by Bank Negara Malaysia. Okay, in terms of period, saya tak pasti sama ada long term ataupun short term. The tenure is expressed as number of days. Number of days meaning that is still considered as a short term lah. Short term, but dia punya purpose dia untuk control liquidity in economics. Control liquidity in money supply or liquidity in the economics. Okay, but MGS dengan MTB ni untuk expenses, while Bank Negara Monetary Notes is in order to control the liquidity in the economic system. Okay, so these instruments, Bank Negara Monetary Bills again, okay, already replaced by the Bank Negara Monetary Notes since December 2006. So nowadays we don't have Bank Negara Bills, but we have Bank Negara Monetary